Good morning students. Today we are going to start new chapter number 11, soil. In this chapter we will discuss about the formation of soil, about the layers of soil, how life is found in the soil, about the soil erosion and its conservation. So let's start our chapter. What is soil? We can say soil is the uppermost layer of the earth and all living things depend upon soil. So we can say several animals also live in the soil. Without soil, plants cannot grow. So the soil gives all the nutrition that plant need to grow. In turns, plants give us food and oxygen. So soil is very important for the existence of life on the earth. So how this soil is formed? This question will be stuck in your mind. So our next topic is formation of soil. In the beginning, the earth's surface was covered with the rocks, and the sun heated the rocks and the rain cooled them. So the heating of the sun and the cooling of the rain of rocks for thousands of years, and in result there is a cracks found in the rocks. And when the fast flowing rainwater enter in the cracks, and they broke the rocks into a smaller pieces, and these pieces got pushed against one another due to the action of air and water. This led them broke down into a smaller pieces, and thus the soil is formed. So the process, the breaking of rocks into smaller fine pieces by the sun heat, by the water, by the wind, that is known as weathering of rocks. And when the dead animals and plants that decay, they also get mixed in the soil, and they make the soil fertile because they turn into a humus. When the dead animals and plant decay, when they mix in the soil, they form a humus, and humus is a organic substance, and this organic substance makes the soil very fertile, and it is very good for the growing crops. So we can say soil formation is a very slow process, and it takes millions of years to form soil of an inch thickness. Our next topic is layers of soil. Soil has 3 layers, as you can see in this picture, that is topsoil, subsoil and bedrock. So first is topsoil. The uppermost layer of the soil, that is known as topsoil. It is dark, soft and crumbly, and it provides air to plant root. It supports the growth of almost all kind of plants because this layer is rich in humus. Next is subsoil. The middle layer that is known as subsoil, and it is red in color, and it is made up of sand and pebbles. Pebbles, you can say small stones. The subsoil does not support the growth of plants like the topsoil. Next is bedrock. The lower layer of the soil, that is known as bedrock. It has stones and rocks and rainwater that goes underground, which is collected in this layer, which we excrete from the hand pumps and tube wells. So we can say the underground stored in a which layer? In the bedrock. So our next topic is life in the soil. You can see here are many animals picture that live in the soil. So many animals that live in the soil, like rabbits, rats and earthworm, that make burrows and holes in the soil. Some animals like ants, millipedes, centipedes, slugs, scorpions and beetles that feed on organic matter, and they make the soil loose, and they allow the air to pass, and thus they help in a germination of plants. So when these animals excrete their wastage from their body, these wastage also mix with the soil, and it makes the soil fertile. And some bacteria and fungi, they are also found in the soil. Our next topic is soil erosion. What is soil erosion? You can see here the picture, that is a soil erosion by water. So the slow and steady loss of the topsoil. You know that the topsoil is very good for the growing crops. So when the loss of the topsoil is there, that is known as soil erosion. तो ऊपर की जो लेयर है सॉइल की वो अगर हट जाती हैं, इस प्रोसेस को हम बोलते हैं सॉइल इरोजन. एंड व्हाट आर द कॉज बिहाइंड द सॉइल इरोजन? रेन वाटर एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग विंड्स that carry away topsoil from the fields, and when the soil erosion is there, it reduces the fertility of the fields, and it makes the soil, it makes the land barren. Barren means banjar. Barren means when the land is not suitable for the growing crops, that is because it become the barren. So how this soil erosion has happened? So let us learn how water and wind that carry away the topsoil. So first is water. When the heavy rain is there, the huge quantity of water flow with the great force. बहुत तेज पानी जब बहता है, जब बहुत तेज बारिश होती है, and it carries away a good part of the topsoils. And if there is a flood also play an important